Hey there, we're going to take a look at a couple examples to help you with the work for yesterday. So I'm looking at number 1 on your assignment. So for number 1, they give you x minus 7 is equal to 8. So I always draw a line down the middle of the equal sign. That way you have a reminder that what you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So of course our variable is x, so we're trying to solve for x. And currently we're subtracting 7, so we do opposite or inverse operations. So instead of subtracting, the opposite of subtracting is adding. So we're going to add 7 to both sides of the equal sign. Okay, negative 7 plus 7 is 0, so those cancel. I keep my x. My equal sign will always stay on the line. And 8 plus 7 is 15. Our variable is by itself, so we're done. So on GoFormative, you want to type in x equals 15, no spaces or anything. Type it in the way your last step shows it. Okay, so x equals 15. And then I'm going to go to one of the harder ones, so you have an example of that as well, which is number 3. Number 3, we have 3x minus 5 is equal to x plus 3. So again, I'm going to draw my line down the middle. I'm going to highlight my variables. So notice I have two different x's, but they're on different sides of the equal sign. So it doesn't matter what side you pick, but you want to pick one side where you want to bring the variables to and one side where you want to bring the numbers to. So I'm going to say I want x's on my left and numbers on my right. Doesn't matter what side, but I picked left for x, right for numbers. So I need to bring this x over here. So to do that, I have to do the opposite operation. So currently, I have a positive x. The opposite of a positive x is a negative x. So if I subtract an x from both sides, x minus x cancels, which gives me my 3. My 3 will come down. My negative 5 will come down as well. And now 3x minus x, there's like an invisible 1 right here in front of this x. So we want to go ahead and subtract it. So 3x minus 1x is 2x. Now I only have one variable. Now numbers have to go to the right. So if I bring it to the right, the opposite of subtracting 5 is adding 5. I can cancel because negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So I have 2x, and it's equal to 3 plus 5, and 3 plus 5 is 8. And we're almost there. We have to get rid of this 2. The opposite of multiplying x by 2 is dividing by 2, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. My 2's will cancel, and x is equal to 8 over 2. And 8 over 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, keep in mind, notice that when I got to this step here, I did the 5's first, because this is my, what we call variable term. And we want to save the variable term for last. So it's whatever number or whatever the x is with, save it for last. If there's a coefficient up front, save that for last, which we did here was our last step, was dividing by 2. So make sure you do all the adding and subtracting first and then multiplying and dividing last.